the film Woodstock took place in '69 in a place I was never going to go there, to America, a foreign country. But we all turned up, all with long hair, to watch this movie. One of the standout parts of this movie are these three guys, there's 500,000 people there. The equipment, it's like having a mobile phone that big, that's how primitive it was. No monitors, nothing. And three guys sat on a stage which had been full of rock bands with brass and with loud guitars and Marshall stacks. And they just sat there and sang. I remember being in the cinema, it all went quiet.
Really?
It was like, and Sweet Judy Blue Eyes of all of that was just one of those stop your heart moments.
Yeah, we did pretty good at Woodstock, even though the conditions were not ideal.
What was it like when you walked on stage? Relatively new band?
You know, the truth is we were very high. The first thing we did was, we flew in a helicopter, and the first thing we did was go into John Sebastian's tent. Now, John Sebastian was a very dear friend of ours, you know. He actually, there was talk about him being the fourth one at one point. So we went to Sebastian's tent, and he had the best oak of anybody, and so we got completely smashed, and we just went out and did what we do. You know, just because there was 500,000 people there, who gave a shit, right? I didn't care. And it was Stephen that said he was scared shitless. Yeah. That's a famous line in the movie. I must tell you though, I've never seen Woodstock.
No.
Never seen the movie. I've seen bits. I saw Richie Havens and I saw Sebastian, John Cocker and stuff, but an hour section. But I've never sat down and experienced the movie itself.
How did Neil Young get involved with the three of you? Because when you've got a perfect unit like that, the three of you was angelic harmonies, and you're right, I see that organic mix that just happens miraculously. And that we done with Phil Everly and another great vocal, Lennon McCartney, where it just works. How did Neil Young, how did that come about?
On that first record that we were talking about, the first Crosby, Stills and Nash record, apart from the drums, Stephen Stills played every other instrument. Of course, I played rhythm guitar and lead piano in the Marrakesh Express line, and David, of course, played guitar on Guinevere and Long Time Gone. But the bass and the piano and the B3 and the rhythm guitar and the lead guitar was all Stephen Stills. Okay, now we've made this record, we know it's going to be a smash. We just had a feeling about it. I mean, seriously. If you put the record on and listen to Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, are you going to stop the record? I don't think so. You're going to listen to all of it, right? And we knew it was going to be a big hit record. Okay, if you have a hit record, you're going to have to go on tour. All right, if you go on tour, you have to have a band. But Stephen played every instrument, so what the hell do you do, right? Okay, Crosby and Stills are at dinner in New York with Ahmet Ertegun. Ahmet Ertegun was our incredibly good friend from Atlantic Records. He owned the company. And we gave on the record that night, and he took it back to me, and we knew it was going to be a smash because, like you said, there was a lot of Marshall amps, a lot of Led Zeppelin, a lot of Jimi Hendrix, a lot of loud music, but this little kind of acoustic kind of album that we made kind of snuck all the way through there and became a hit. Really.
So where did Neil Young come from?
So, at that dinner that Ahmed had for David and Stephen, we were trying to figure out what we were going to do because we brought the record out, it was a smash, and we had to go on the road. And so Ahmed said, you know, I know who you should get. And Stephen said, who? He said, Neil. And Stephen said, wait a second, Ahmed, I just been through 3 years of madness with Neil. I met him 4 times. What do you mean? I have to go through all that again? He goes, yeah, you should get Neil. Now then, all right. So David and Stephen, they knew Neil, right? I didn't. I'd never met him. I knew he was a great writer. I knew he was a fine singer. I knew, right? But I'd never met Neil. So I go to David and Stephen and I said, you know what? First of all, I don't quite understand why we need this guy. I know that we need another instrumentalist, but why? I said, secondly, I've never met Neil. I don't know whether I can hang out with him, whether I can tell him secrets, whether he could be my friend. I need to meet this guy before we invite him to join this band. You know, right? So I go to breakfast on Bleecker Street in New York City with Neil Young, and after that breakfast, I'd have made him king of the world. He was incredibly funny, he was secure, he knew what he wanted, you know, and so that's how Neil got me to the band.